This is Audible.
You're listening to the audio production of Anxious for Nothing, Finding Calm in a Chaotic World by Max Lucado, published by Thomas Nelson, and read by Ben Holland.
Chapter 1. Less Fret, More Faith. It's a low-grade fear, an edginess, a dread, a cold wind that won't stop howling. It's not so much a storm as the certainty that one is coming, always coming. Sunny days are just an interlude. You can't relax, can't let your guard down. All peace is temporary, short-term. It's not the sight of a grizzly, but the suspicion of one, or two, or 10. Behind every tree, beyond every turn, inevitable. It's just a matter of time until the grizzly leaps out of the shadows, bares its fangs, and gobbles you up, along with your family, your friends, your bank account, your pets, and your country. Oh, there's trouble out there. So you don't sleep well. You don't laugh often. You don't enjoy the sun. You don't whistle as you walk. And when others do, you give them a look. That look. That, "Are you naive?" look. You may even give them a word. Haven't you read the news and heard the reports and seen the studies? Airplanes fall out of the sky. Bull markets go bare. Terrorists terrorize. Good people turn bad. The other shoe will drop. Fine print will be found. Misfortune lurks out there. It's just a matter of time. Anxiety is a meteor shower of what-ifs. What if I don't close the sale? What if we don't get the bonus? What if we can't afford braces for the kids? What if my kids have crooked teeth? What if crooked teeth keep them from having friends, a career, or a spouse? What if they end up homeless and hungry, holding a cardboard sign that reads, "My parents couldn't afford braces for me"? Anxiety is trepidation. It's a suspicion, an apprehension. Life in a minor key with major concerns. Perpetually on the pirate ship's plank. You're part Chicken Little and part Eeyore. The sky is falling, and it's falling disproportionately on you. As a result, you are anxious. A free-floating sense of dread hovers over you. A call across the heart. A nebulous hunch about things that might happen sometime in the future. Anxiety and fear are cousins, but not twins. Fear sees a threat. Anxiety imagines one. Fear screams, "Get out!" Anxiety ponders, "What if?" Fear results in fight or flight. Anxiety creates doom and gloom. Fear is the pulse that pounds you when you see a coiled rattlesnake in your front yard. Anxiety is the voice that tells you, never ever for the rest of your life walk barefooted through the grass. There might be a snake somewhere. The word anxious defines itself. It's a hybrid of angst and jas. Angst is a sense of unease. Jas is the sound I make on the 10th step of a flight of stairs when my heart beats fast and I run low on oxygen. I can be heard inhaling and exhaling, sounding like the second syllable of anxious, which makes me wonder if anxious people aren't just that, people who are out of breath because of the angst of life. A native Hawaiian once told me the origin of the name that islanders use for us non-Hawaiians. Haole. Haole is a Hawaiian word for no breath. The name became associated with the European immigrants of the 1820s. While there are varying explanations for this term, I like the one he gave me. Our forefathers thought the settlers were always in a hurry to build plantations, harbors, and ranches. To the native Hawaiians, they seemed short of breath. Anxiety takes our breath for sure. If only that were all it took. It also takes our sleep, our energy, our well-being. Do not fret, wrote the psalmist. It only causes harm. Psalm 38:8. Harm to our necks, jaws,